Welcome to It's All Fine and Dangy, where we talk about community, culture, and all of the big and little things that make life good. Here are your hosts, Dan and Angie.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 116 of the It's All Fine and Dangy podcast. Today we're doing something a little bit different because Angie here is house sitting. So if you're watching the YouTube video, we are sitting on a couch in sort of the spare room of the house that she's sitting. And you may have heard that in the background, but she's pet sitting really.
Yes.
For how many pets?
10 dogs.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I only have 9 dogs here.
Only 9.
6 cats, 2 birds, a lizard. You guys have heard this before. I am house sitting for the Vandersanden Zoo, as we like to call it here.
And we've got this little dog sitting here in Angie's lap.
Baby.
Charlie. Charlie is a what?
A Maltese.
I keep wanting to say Maltese Falcon. She's a Maltese.
I think she's a teacup.
Nice.
Maltese, but she's the cutest little thing, but she is a puppy. So she is...
she's excited.
She's excited and wants to play all the time, which is fun.
Super cute, though. So you may hear, you will hear a bird squawking in the background. That's one of 2. The other one's a little further away. You might hear a dog barking. You might...
Yes, we put Jewel away because she's an African gray, so she's
mimicking voices, and sounds like a ringtone on a phone. It's actually pretty neat, but probably get...
Oh, yeah, she's pretty amazing. The vocabulary that she has is pretty amazing.
Yes.
And she mimics all the cats and the dogs and the door opening and the phones ringing.
It's crazy that they can do that.
Yeah, my mom has one, and my mom's African gray. It full on sounds just like my stepdad. So if he's out of the room and the bird starts talking, I think Donnie is in the room.
Wow, that's crazy. So there's a lot of animals here.
Yes. So Charlie is our special guest today because she cannot be out of sight for too long. So we have to keep her right here with us. But lucky us, because that's like the best guest you could have is a little puppy.
No doubt. So as you guys can imagine, because Angie is pet sitting this week, we don't have a guest, but we did want to let you know of a few cool things going on in Central Florida or locally here for the month of July. And if you're listening to this in the future, this is July 2021. So a lot of this stuff is specific to that, but some of the stuff might still be going on.
So as always, we love to support our small businesses in the area.
Yeah.
So we have the Wekiva Island open their art gallery finally. So the art gallery is located above the bar area out there at the island. And so Bill and Mary finished it all up. They had their grand opening last Friday.
Can't wait to go.
And they're going to be doing all sorts of cool events there. You can rent that area out also for private events, which is really cool.
How cool is that?
And then they're also going to be doing the wine and paints there.
Oh, yeah, just like our friend Betsy over the Artisan Loft.
So they're going to be doing that there as well. And I'm sure that they'll come up with all sorts of creative events that they're going to do in that space.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Yeah.
And you know that they do their Wekiva paint out every year. So now that little area is open, it's going to just add to the elegance, of that area. No biting, little missy. No biting.
Yeah,
no biting.
The puppy here is going nuts. So you know what I love about Wekiva Island? I know we've talked about them a few times on the show. They've been on the show with us in the first season of the show, actually. But you can go there and you can go to like the bar and have a beer, and it's like an outdoor bar on the water, and it's very low key and very casual. Or you can go into the wine room and listen to live music. And now they've got those garage doors that kind of open, so you can kind of sit outside and listen to it. And now they got the art gallery. So there's all these different sort of levels of entertainment there.
You can come and relax. You can be more active if you want with a paddleboard rental, kayak rental, canoe rental. Rent a cabana if you kind of want to get out of the sun a little more, entertain a group of people. They really just got it going on down there at Wekiva Island.
They really do. They have a room there that you can rent, like a private room. You can also rent the cabanas. Those are, reserve only. And what Angie and I like to do is we like to start at like the other end of the river, kayak all the way down the river throughout the whole day and end right there at Wekiva Island. So that's a really
It's kind of like your reward for all your hard work.
It really is.
That you get to do. I do want to remind everybody, though, that if you are going to head out to the island this summer, they fill up very quickly, especially on the weekends. And during the week, too, because kids are out of school. People are vacationing, so they fill up very fast. So you need to get there early if you do want to come and enjoy the water, if you're going to make a day of it.
Absolutely. We'll put a link in the show notes and a link in the YouTube video so you can click right on it and go straight to the website and find out more information or rental information or whatever. I also wanted to mention, this is not a small business, but this one is really cool.
But it's something you love.
Really cool to me. The Epcot Food and Wine Festival kicks off the 15th of July, and it runs through until November. See, the bird got excited for that. If you've never been, or if you have been, but specifically if you haven't been, the Food and Wine Festival is really neat because you can walk all around the world, around the lake, the World Showcase, and they have different samplings of wines and other drinks too from
they have
all over the world.
Like little food trucks almost that are kind of set up
little
all
kiosks,
around. Yeah.
And so you can get like a food sampling that they don't normally have in that country, and a drink sampling, and it's so fun.
I will say I'd be more happy if they did this in like November-ish. That'd be lovely.
It's fun though. You get some sun. There's a lot of shade spots, and it's a really good time. I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite things about the Disney parks out there because it's an adult-oriented thing, and there's kids and stuff there too, and it's fine. But it's largely adults, and it's kind of like a party around the lake.
It's pretty smart thing to do though there at Epcot, because it is bringing in all different types of cultures and the food experience of all of that. So
I love that.
I gotta get up for 1 second, guys.
Somebody's getting into trouble down here.
All right. So while Angie stepped away for a minute, I'm going to tell you about what we did this morning. So I came out last night and stayed out here with Angie just so we could hang out because she's going to be gone for a few days. And because we're close to it out here in Lake County, we got up this morning and went to the Coffee Shop of Horrors. And Nick from the owner of the Coffee Shop of Horrors, he's been on the show as well in a previous episode. I'll put links to these previous episode references that we talked about as well as their website. But if you're not familiar with the Coffee Shop of Horrors, we went to the Jonesy's Escape. They have two different locations. Jonesy's Escape is over here in Lake County. If you're familiar with the Alien movies, you may know that Jonesy is the cat that always seems to get away in the movies. And these coffee shops, first off, are themed so cool.
Oh, yes.
Like the one in Mount Verde is like Halloween and trees in there, like spooky trees and all this cool stuff. The one over here, Jonesy's Escape, is all alien themed. There's like sculptures of aliens everywhere. There's a whole wall of video games you can play. There's movies running all day. It's such a cool hangout.
And the coffee is amazing, by the way.
And the coffee is, it is, as a bit of a coffee snob, it is just, we talked to Nick about it, and because their beans are so fresh, I drink it black, and it is just smooth as silk.
Yeah,
so,
not bitter like coffee is supposed to be, which we learned.
That's right. And they have amazing breakfast sandwiches and bagels and all that kind of stuff. So, So Angie's having to jump up and down and chase Charlie away from cords in here.
All right. No, she's coming back on the couch.
Because she's coming back on the couch with us.
She's coming.
So if you get a chance, check out the Coffee Shop of Horrors. It is a really cool way to support local, and it's very rewarding because it's so good.
And I wrote down the episode that Nick was on. He's episode 56.
Oh, very nice.
If you wanted to go back and take a listen. But like you said, we always put a link so that you guys can just tap right on it and get to those.
That was one of our first virtual ones, if memory serves.
Yes, I think it was. That was like right amidst
when the
2020.
COVID really started kicking in.
Yeah. And I wanted to mention, so our favorite restaurant, as everybody probably knows, well, we have a couple here in Florida.
Yeah, our favorite Italian
restaurant. So let's say that is Tornatori's, and we just love Denny and everything he does for the community, and he's just a lover of good food.
He really is, and he's super nice.
Supplies it to the community.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
That's what they offer. But they started doing something really cool. I love my charcuterie boards, whatever you want to call it. Charcuterie. No biting, little missy.
Somewhere, Billy Floyd from the Kitchen Killers is laughing right now.
I know, yes. And so they started doing classes for them.
Yep.
And the class this month is July 18th, and they sell out really fast. So July 18th is from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. You can sign up. You can go to their website and find out about it, but we'll put a link in there to the Eventbrite. I think it's Eventbrite.
Oh, is that what it is?
The calendar thing where you sign up for events.
All right.
But they teach a whole class on how to make the perfect charcuterie board.
I so want to do that.
And you can go to the Italian market and get all the stuff that you ever need to make one. But on top of your fee for joining that class, you get like endless mimosas and wine and a big spread of food that they do. I mean, he really does it up.
Why are we doing this?
And you get your own charcuterie board to take home that has Tornatori's logo stamped on it.
How cool is that?
What a cool thing to do. We can't go this month because I won't be home yet.
Yeah.
But we're going to put that on the calendar maybe for August to do.
Absolutely. I'd love to. And just knowing the way their food is in there, you know, we can't say enough good things about it. It's funny, since we've been talking about Tornatori's, we've had friends and family go and then contact us and say, oh my goodness, you were so right. It is so good. And it's funny because my mom, who has another place that she really likes, and we do too, again, support local, went with us to Tornatori's, and now she's asking me, when can we go there again? So it is so good. Highly recommend it. Denny is amazing. He's such a helper of the community, all around nice guy. And
he was on episode 79 if you wanted to take a peek at that.
Look at you pulling out the numbers.
Know.
Here's one for you. What episode were Bill and Mary Weinog from Wekiva Island on?
They were very early on. I want to say like 11.
11. All right. I will check and put a link in the show notes. It'd be crazy if you're right.
I think they were like number 11. Yeah. They were pretty early guest on our show. We need to have that back on again.
We do, for sure.
Amazing.
Another thing going on around here is called Bite 30. During Bite 30, and I'm reading this, so bear with me, participating restaurants offer special price menus that offer multi-course dinners at a set price of $30. An additional $5 is added for takeout orders. Specific locations get the opportunity to partake in this. So if you go, you can try multiple dishes on the restaurant's menu for what's normally about the cost of a single entree. The restaurants get to showcase their specialty dishes to new customers and get more people to be trying out this Bite 30 menu. So they say you can restaurant hop through the city, experience delicious food, service, and ambiance of the restaurants that you really should know about, but you might not know about. And some of the local restaurants are taking place in this. So I'll leave a link in the show notes. I myself am interested in taking Angie to some of these restaurants on Bite 30. So it's not that we know that much about this one, but I'm intrigued by it. And I thought it sounds like a pretty cool thing to do around here.
That does sound really cool, especially since you can just kind of give it a try. Now, is it multiple restaurants that you can try out for the $30? Or is it just one?
I think it's $30 per restaurant, but you get to, I don't know, honestly.
So we might need to do a little more digging into that.
Yeah,
but we'll put a link in there so you can go right to it and check it out. But I'm sure is that like an indoor thing too? Would be amazing.
Yeah,
because it's July, people. We kind of like indoor stuff in the middle of July and August. You know what I mean? Because it's so hot out, and it usually rains at about 3:00 here in Florida every day. So you have that to look forward to. So it's always nice to have an indoor venue that you can have some AC and just kind of enjoy something indoors.
Yeah, so that $30 is per restaurant, but you get to try all these different samplings. And I was looking at some of the restaurants that are in here, and a lot of them are really, really cool sounding restaurants. Some of these I've been to, but like 310 Lakeside, 310 Park South, the American Social, the Artesian's Table, Aurora, Blue on the Avenue, Bulla. I mean, the list goes on and on, but it's from iDrive to Winter Park to downtown Orlando to. So
you kind of like maybe pick your favorite, someplace you've been wanting to try out or something. Yeah. Because for $30, I mean, that's like nothing to be able to give a little sampling of stuff.
And and I think that's the point, that they're trying to get people to know more about these places that we otherwise didn't know about. So we definitely have to try this. I mean, we've got this lasts through the beginning of August, but we definitely want to go try this.
Yeah, that is. We have a lot of date ideas that we have to get signed up for and execute.
I love that, though.
We definitely could keep ourselves booked up. And another place that we have not been to in a while is Lake Ridge Winery.
Yes. I love that place.
Yeah. So that's a local winery out here in Claremont in Florida. And they do events all throughout the year. Like December, they do something with like chocolate and wine and like Christmas shopping. They do, a summer music series, which is coming up. That's going to be weekends at the winery in July.
Right.
And our friend Jeff Whitfield plays there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he'll be there July 11th, which is a Sunday, and he'll be there from 12 to 4.
Oh, how cool is that?
So I know he has played there for years. Because me and Logan, my son, went there one time with a couple other people, and Logan did the wine stomping that they do.
He stomped the grapes.
He stomped the grapes, and he won. And something to keep in mind for out there is they have a huge sitting area where the musicians play. They have like a little band. What is it? A platform that they set up on.
Like a little stage
with
kinda?
a cover.
Oh,
but
nice.
Bring chairs or blankets because there's plenty of room for everybody.
Yep.
But you do need to have something to sit on. They do have some picnic tables and stuff because a lot of times they have food trucks out there.
Yeah.
Or they have little tents set up with, almost like little craft shopping that you can do. So it's just really a place where you could spend the day.
Yeah.
Just come. I think they even let you bring little coolers in and stuff. I'm not 100% sure on that.
On the cooler thing. So I'll put a link in the show notes for the Lake Ridge Winery. And if you haven't been, it's cool. You can do a tour of the winery while you're there.
Yeah.
The wine is priced very well because you're at the winery. And like Angie said, it's these big sort of outdoor celebration things almost every weekend they do. So.
And if you're out in that area, you need to take a little drive over to the Yalaha Bakery, the German bakery that's not too far from there. And I'm just telling you. So it's like an old style bakery that when you walk in, like the bread is in baskets and they have so many different pastries and sandwiches and all homemade from scratch. And it's just another cool little vibe. And they do music and stuff out there too.
Yeah, I forgot about that place.
We're just so far away from that area.
Yeah.
That it's like really when we come out to this area, we need to just make a day of it.
Yeah.
Because, those things are near each other. So you just come in the morning and you go to the Yalaha Bakery for your little pastry and coffee. Then you go over to the Lake Ridge Winery and spend the rest of your afternoon with some free entertainment. And it's just, it's a good day.
What a great idea.
And you're supporting local, which we love.
No
Small
doubt.
business.
They have really good coffee there too. Just want to add that.
Oh, yeah. They really do. And the pastries. Don't get me started on the pastries.
Yeah, the pastries are great. So you guys may have seen the video we did on our YouTube channel a couple months ago on Lake Apopka where we rode the bikes around the wildlife trail. We saw alligators and all these birds, and it was amazing. It is a really, really cool experience to go out there and bike around. But we saw cars kind of driving on the roads that kind of border the lake and go in between these bodies of water out there too. Mm-hmm. What that is that's the Lake Apopka Wildlife Drive, and you can do what's called the audio tour. So you're in your own vehicle driving through, and you can check out the former fields of Lake Apopka North Shore. You'll find the native birds, turtles, alligators, bobcats, snakes, and other wildlife, as well as spotting rare Florida plant species. So this is the St. Johns River Water Management District. They created this audio tour. And basically what you do is you drive around these 11 miles around the lake and you listen to the audio tour on your phone or your device in your car. You start it when you start the drive, and it kind of walks you through the different things that you're seeing, the different areas that you're going through this 11-mile drive.
That's really cool because otherwise you just, like if you do go out there, it's like, oh, look, there's the lake. I think the whole purpose of that is to kind of educate.
That's exactly what it is.
Educate the community on where this money has gone towards, what the money has gone towards to rehabilitate this area and to make, Lake Apopka cleaner, and how it has brought all this wildlife back in.
Yeah, because it was like a toxic dump, not that long ago. And they've been doing a really good job of cleaning it out. But you drive by like the buildings out there to kind of explain to you what the
purpose of them is.
I forget, like those big tanks and we rode our bikes out there, and the little dock you can ride or walk down, and it kind of explains everything as you go down, explains where you're at, what it is, and what kind of animals and stuff you're going to see out there. So I'd love to do that too. And you get to stay in your car. So
with the AC, baby.
It's kind of cool.
And you will always catch like the photographers out there because
so many photographers.
I actually am part of the Facebook page where it's like the people that go out there and take some amazing photos.
Yes.
Martin, who I'm actually house sitting for, he is very good nature photographer. He has like big Mac Data cameras, and he has some beautiful pictures from out there. The ones I'm most jealous of is when the people see the bobcats and they see the bobcats with the cubs. Oh, I'm like, why can't I see this?
We were scanning for those when we were out there. That's a rare occurrence, but that's why you get that much more excited if you do see them out there.
I know, so exciting.
I think so too.
And then you found a really cool thing. So we've done the Publix aprons, not the cook. They have a cooking school. We did a thing where they just cook for you.
And you did like a wine tasting.
And little like tapas style. And you did a wine pairing. And we found a really good wine. That Torn.
Oh, it's Thorn.
Yeah. Wine that we did on our 100th episode. And so that was a really cool experience. But they do a cooking class. And they have a Thai food style cooking class that they have coming up. I want to do that too. So that's Tuesday, July 13th. So that's coming up. It's
that's the Winter Park location, yeah.
Winter Park does that. And the Winter Park Publix is amazing. It has they have cheese and wine tastings that they do sometimes on the weekends. You pair the cheese with the wine. So they're trying to sell the wine with a certain cheese.
Of course.
But so that is $100 for a couple.
That's a great date night.
That's a great date night. And they do a wine pair. I'm sure they serve wine and stuff while they're doing that, just like they do.
Yeah.
But what a cool little date night
I think so too. And guys, I suppose gals too, but I'm speaking to my fellow dudes out there. I have a list in my phone of date night ideas. These are the kinds of things that you can just plug into your list. And if you can't make it this month, a lot of these places are doing things every month. Yeah. And it gives you a cool idea if you kind of want to mix it up and do something different that you haven't done in a while. But so I would love to go do one of those cooking classes too. We had so much fun at the wine tasting thing there that it kind of gave us an idea of what it would be like to do the the cooking and what the atmosphere is like. And it was the Winter Park location that we went to for our testing. The last thing I wanted to mention was something called the Adults Only Sunset at the Zoo, at the Central Florida Zoo. This is really cool. This runs from this is on July 15th from 5 to 8 p.m. So that's this coming Thursday.
That's this week, though.
Yeah, that is
Still
this
got
week.
Time.
Yep, I know. I had to double check that because there was a couple things I'd put on this list, and then when I looked, I'm like, by the time the podcast airs, they will have passed already. But this is at the Central Florida Zoo. This is adult-only access to the zoo during sunset. They have food and adult beverages for purchase out there, so you can kind of walk around and do the zoo tour. Say that 3 times fast. Having a drink or whatever. And to me, that sounds really cool. It's a mellow sounding kind of thing compared to the crazy day with the kids. And don't get me wrong, I've been out there for birthdays.
And the heat, though.
Yeah, the heat will be cooled down.
At the zoo, I used to take my kids there when they were little because we did the annual pass. Because there was something to do.
Oh, it's a great zoo. It's a great zoo.
But in July, in the middle of the day with children, I mean, I think now they have the splash pad there and stuff.
I haven't been there in so long. They have zip lines there now and everything now.
They do have the little obstacle course thing, which is really cool. Yeah. I took my nephew and Logan there one time, and we did the whole little obstacle course.
Like one of the Sky Bridge kind of things. But this, again, is this coming Thursday. I don't know if they're going to be doing it, beyond this. I expect they probably will. I imagine it'll be a hit. But it's adults only. It runs from 5 to 8 p.m. on July 15th. Something we probably won't make it to because it's such a short time and Angie will be out here. But, we'll definitely keep our eye out for other things there. I'll put a link in the show notes for that. Also wanted to tell you guys about something a little bit personal here. And I don't do that too often, at least too deeply on the show. But I just wanted to mention it because it's kind of a big deal. And everything's fine. But I've been telling all of my friends and work colleagues and family since then, make sure you don't neglect getting your physical checkups. And I don't, for the record, but maybe because I don't, this was caught and everything was good and I'm going to be fine. But I've been dealing with a health issue, and a couple of weeks ago, I had to get an MRI. Results came back with potential cancer, which really scared me. And I think it was about 10 days before
biopsy result.
I had a biopsy I had to get after the MRI. And then between the biopsy and the results, it was 10 long days, already long days from the MRI to the biopsy. And everything came back okay, and I don't have cancer. I do have to go through a medical procedure that's, coming up. But it was scary. Yeah. So, I just wanted to say, if you're one of these people like me, you really don't like to go to the doctor. As we get older, you really got to go. You just got to go for your physical checkup, because a lot of things they can catch and you're okay. But if you don't, by the time you're hurting or something weird's going on, it could be really bad.
Yeah.
So I am incredibly thankful that it wasn't, worse. And I'm totally prepared for whatever I need to do to kind of take care of the situation and move on. But, I just felt like I kind of owed it to the listeners to at least mention it, because that was pretty consuming of our lives the past couple weeks. Yeah.
And myself, I'm a very positive thinking person, but as your significant other is going through something that's very worrisome, and I'm always like kind of the pillar in in my family, where I'm the tough one, so I have to feel like I have to be like that. But was I worried? Of course, like down to the deepest parts of my core, you know what I mean? But you just gotta keep it together in case it is, you do get bad news. But
and I kind of
best words we heard is when the doctor came in and said, "Good news."
Yeah, the first thing he said, which was great. But I kind of felt the same way as the person in the seat. I felt like it was a little scary. I'm not one of these people that's afraid to die, but it was a little scary. I don't want, now we just got married, and but I was like updating, my will and life insurance and all this kind of stuff to be sure, to make sure everything was okay and everybody would be taken care of. But it's a weird thing when you find yourself in that position where you have to think about that. You have to get past any sort of emotional feeling and think, okay, what do I need to do to make sure everybody's going to be good? Mm-hmm. And that was my first sort of thought. And anyway, it's good news. Very happy.
Yes.
Very thankful. And
move forward with the procedure, and hopefully quality of life improves for you.
Yes, indeed.
So that we can get back to doing our normal
active stuff.
Resume normal activities.
Oh, that's so happy. And we've been doing it anyway, but it's become a little challenging. So I'm ready to not have it challenging anymore. And I will say, when you think you might have cancer, or if you have cancer, and you're going through it and you're getting out of it or whatever, one thing that I realized that it really makes you think about is, how am I spending my time? Am I wasting any of my time? What am I doing with my free time when I'm not working? Am I, you know what I mean? So for me, I feel like it was a good assessment for me to say, no, I'm pretty darn happy with the things that I'm doing. Yeah. But if there's anything that you have a passion for that maybe you're just dragging your feet on because you're too busy or whatever, I feel like it makes you stop doing that and kind of really re-energize. Yeah. And so interestingly enough, I have written more in the past couple of weeks than I have written in the past 3 months.
You really have.
On my new novel I'm working on. So it's kind of a cool kickstart for that. Speaking of which, and to switch gears now, the audio version of my second novel, Lies That Bind, that novel's been out for a couple of years now, but the audio version is now complete. It is available in Audible. You can get it on any of your devices, on your Kindles, on your iPads, on your phones or whatever. Your computer even. But I have 8 free codes left. So if you're interested in an audio version of Lies That Bind, the first 8 people to shoot us a message at feedback@fineandangie.com or through our website, I will reach out to you. I'll give you a code. The way the code works is you just go to the Audible website like you normally would. You put in your code, and then you get a free copy of the book. It's a $20 value. Audiobooks are always a little more expensive, and then it's in your library forever. You can listen to it whenever you want.
But it's so great because I've been listening to it in the car on the way to work.
Yeah.
And the guy that you paired up with, that you picked, is amazing.
Hayden Palmer. Another shout out to Hayden Palmer for doing such a great job.
And I'm picky about people's voices. When I am listening to an audiobook, I have to like the voice. Oh. So if I don't like the voice, I turn the book off.
So I agree. It can be kind of jarring if they don't.
Yeah, it's got to be the right fit, definitely.
The challenge for Hayden, and the reason I thought he was such a good fit is, and you know what we'll do after we end the show here, I'll drop a clip of the sort of sample that he's put out there that's at Audible.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, but there are young characters in the book. There are older characters in the book. There are men and women, and there's every kind of personality from like crazy loud to soft and mellow. And he does it in such a subtle way. It's not like a weird puppet voice, but he does it in a subtle way to where it's
it
reasonable.
Just changes like the tone.
Just enough to where you get it. And he did such a great job. And so props to Hayden Palmer. He's a very talented voice actor, and it was really fun to partner up with him to do this. Again, it's Lies That Bind from Daniel Fox. You can find it on Audible. And for the first 8 people to contact us as of July 11th, 2021, I'll send you a code.
You almost said 2020 again.
I do that all the time. It's like I'm stuck in 2020. It's weird. You know how embarrassing.
You don't want to be stuck.
People probably
in
think
that
I'm a
year.
time traveler when I'm inclined to go. It's 2020, right? Everybody asks the date, nobody asks the year, so I don't know what's going on with me.
Hey, we were just talking about that brain lapse thing the other day. So I was in Aldi and I'm checking out, and somebody goes, "Hey, Angie," and I'm looking. She has a mask on, and I'm like, "Oh, hi, Wendy." So I knew who she was, and we're talking, and I asked her if she lived nearby because she was from Lake County.
Yep.
And now she lives in our area.
Right across.
And it's right down the road from me. But I looked at her and I went, "Oh, I live at."
And you couldn't remember what
I live at. And I literally 2 minutes of blanking, and then I told her my address.
I got it. Yeah, for sure.
It was so bad. I was not connected with any memories in my brain that were important at that time.
I'm telling you.
It was just a complete blank out. And I'm like, what in the
I think
heck?
it's how often do you have to give that information? It's just like I had to write a check. Remember I had to write a check the other day?
Oh, I forget how.
And I'm like, okay, this goes here, and then you have to draw a line after the total. Okay, I remember this. My checkbook is literally 8 years old.
Yeah.
So.
Like, who writes a check? Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I know we kind of had a short show this week because I'm on location.
That's right.
But remember, if you guys like the show, make sure to give us a rating. A review would be even more wonderful.
Yes.
As long as you're saying nice things, of course.
Yeah, of course. And if you love it,
they would.
If you love it, subscribe. That really helps us. Subscribe to your favorite podcast player.
And that way you guys know whenever we have a new show coming out, which is weekly. We do
Every
not
Monday.
have a habit of missing a show. I think we've missed like 2 shows, 2 or 3, our whole entire 116 episodes.
It's funny,
we're very
too.
proud of that,
We are, for sure. I mean, look, we're making it happen. Even sometimes there's challenges. And it's a funny thing, I was talking about the health stuff. I'm also the type where I'm going, okay, how are we going to make sure there's podcasts going throughout any procedures I need? Angie's like, don't worry about that. I'm like, oh, we're going to figure it out.
Oh, yeah. So he keeps me on point. But guys, if you know somebody would be a great fit for our show, remember, we love to support small. So small businesses, local artists, musicians, authors, small nonprofits we love to support.
Absolutely do.
So give us an email at feedback@fineanddangie.com. That's the best way to reach out to us. If you want to be a guest on the show as well, reach out so that we can see if you'd be a good fit for the show. And you can call us at 407-490-3899 just to say hi or leave a voicemail there. We do check that. Or any of our social media at fineanddangie.com. Not fineanddangie.com.
It is fineanddangie.com.
It is fineanddangie.com. But Fine and Dangie is where you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that. And I need to start a TikTok account. TikTok account. TikTok. So that's the newest rage. So I guess I need to get on board with that.
Yeah, we probably should do it. I could
so
do
much to keep
with
up
all the
with, though.
scare cams that I do on you around the house, or me running into stuff when I'm mowing, when hitting my head on stuff. That would be a good start to the Tim Tom.
We should just put funny stuff that happens.
That would be
We
good.
should do outtakes on TikTok.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. I also wanted to let you know that number that Angie gave you, 407-490-3899, for those Audible codes. If it's easier for you to just make a call, you can leave a voicemail there. Just give me your contact info so I can get that code over to you. And that is it. We also want to ask you to just stop and think at least once this week, what can you do to help those in your community, whether it's something big or small. We all really need to help each other. And sometimes, you can help with financial donations. Sometimes you can help with your time. Whatever you can do, try to take a moment to think about what you can do to help.
That's right, guys. And remember, at the end of each and every day, it's all fine and dandy. What are you trying to do? Get that little puppy to say goodbye?
She was trying to dig.
Oh, she's a puppy. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Have a great day.
Okay, puppy cam. Ready for puppy cam? Puppy cam. Puppy cam.
She's making her debut. Debut.
Debut.